How many I can't come back?
We go after this one.
You know.
Still like. Alright, it's 41 minutes go past 2 p.m. Blast 98.3 FM. Of course, you're still rocking with us, the baddest duo ever on the radio, Lulu and Joy Love. And right now, I said earlier, it's time for us to talk that talk when it comes to technology. We've got our expert in the house, Dr. Gideon. How are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon, Ma. Good afternoon, sir. We are doing fine.
Oh.
I don't know about this and Ma. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. It's good to have you, Dr. Gideon. And of course, we have somebody who I'm just seeing for the first time.
I'm seeing that for the first time.
A beautiful woman. But women in tech, yeah?
See, women.
It's a beautiful thing
women
to
in
see.
tech is very beautiful to see.
Yeah.
And she's also very beautiful physically.
She
She not has a
is.
dimple. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's good too.
Yes.
What's going on here? Let's focus on tech.
Okay.
Let's focus on tech.
Hi, Christiana. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you doing too?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for asking. I'm so glad you're on the show today. There's always been somebody that's been on the show, but I'm happy that you're here.
So Christiana, I'll give you the background. Herself and the gentleman, I don't know why, they're always fighting on the show, attacking one another. I don't know why.
It's giving Kamala
or
Harris
each
and
other,
Donald
as it
Trump.
Boy, it's all good. I hope there will be no war going forward. I think that's why.
No. These women supporting women.
Oh, really?
No war.
What if I pick up a fight with Christiana?
I'll come for you.
Did I come for you when you were fighting?
Hey, that's your business.
Now so with the drum now.
Yes.
Okay, welcome aboard. Of course, it's time to talk that talk. Tech talk. What are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about agri-techpreneur, right? So it's like different words and we had to just put them together into that. But basically we're talking about the impact of technology on agriculture. And we are going to be talking about some advancement in technology that's had so much impact on agriculture. And of course Dr. Gideon is here to break it down into the barest minimum, into the smallest atom. So let's talk about the impact of technology on agriculture. How has that been over the years?
Good afternoon, everyone. People at home, we welcome you to the edition of our program, Tech Talk on Blast FM. Today, we are looking into a topic, agri-techpreneur. And what we just want each and individuals to understand are the impacts of technology on agriculture. How technology has been a kind of a useful advantages to each individuals, both in agriculture and others, but we based on agriculture at this point in time.
Alright.
Now, we know with the situation of things we are facing, most especially in our country, scarcity of food, high price in the price of commodity, in the price of farm things that we have now. Now, there is a way at which information communication technology has helped a lot in agriculture entity. And before I continue my own discussion with you on here at this point in time, Christiana will tell us more on the impact of agriculture on technology. She's a professional in side agriculture like that.
Oh my!
So
I
she
like
has
that.
to she has to enlighten us on how agriculture and technology
where they come together.
Yes.
Of course, before she goes into that, you should know that this segment is brought to you by DTS ICT School located in Dugbe. Of course, the ICT School teaches on software development, programming, web development, UI, UX, data analysis and data science, cybersecurity and tracking, and of course, general computer training. Affiliated also with the University of Cameroon. So we'll be turning to Christiana in a bit. But before we do that, Joy Love, so are you ready?
Oh, I don't understand.
I don't know, because you don't look like you have your farm implements ready. We're talking about agriculture. The way you dress like you dress for dinner.
Well, not exactly. But when you talk about agriculture, my dad is very big on agriculture.
Oh, really?
And my dad is an engineer. So growing up, we used to have poultry, fish ponds, and all of those things. Even though I don't necessarily like the process,
Right.
but I like the product. So yes, I love agriculture in that aspect. Oh, yeah, the process, not really
Not
my
too
thing.
much.
But yeah, the product. I mean, we can't do without it.
So whatever
It's
knowledge
very,
you probably
very
get today,
Mhm.
you'll probably be able to add it to what your dad is doing currently,
Uh-huh.
and then he just might be happier with what you do. Like, oh, my daughter just helped me, to optimize all that I'm doing this fish pond, and now we are
Well-
going into I don't know what else he might want to venture into.
Yeah. So I'm going to be very excited having a conversation with him, to be really honest, because my dad is very big on not the conventional way of agriculture.
All right.
When he wants to plant maize, he plants maize that have been mixed.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he has all the tomatoes. He gets tomatoes that it will tell you that when these tomatoes are going to grow, they're going to be red, they're going to be round,
Wow.
and they're going to be, because he knows the specifics. He
Right.
knows that they will
Species.
crossbreed,
Mhm.
and he will take that one specifically. So it's going to be an interesting conversation because I'm also talking from a place of knowledge.
Okay, so Christiana,
Christian, take me away.
let me do it.
All right. Just as doctor started that in Nigeria presently we're looking forward to food security, trying to make food available for our citizens, which is one of our biggest problem presently, and that actually cannot be done removing the place of technology because there's little to what manpower can do. Yeah, I can decide to have a piece of garden at my backyard or a garden behind my house, and then that might not be the solution exactly to the insecurity problem or the food insecurity problem we have in Nigeria. So targeting that particular problem, there is a very great need for technology.
I
Now,
remember the first lady advising us to have gardens.
Yeah, but go on,
But-
Christiana.
all right, so basically, and if you have to go for agric in a very large extent, there is a need for machinery. There is a need for implements. And that introduction for machineries and implements is what technology is, right? And then before we're born, there has been farming. Our great grandfather farmed, and then they can tell you one, two things. It has always been. But then I think we're in a place where it's not just about being a farmer, it's about being a farmer that makes a difference. All right, so, and this particular making a difference cannot be outside the use of machinery, technology. In agric, there's something we call precision farming.
Okay.
In precision farming, they go as far as using drones. Drone can dictate colors of crops on farm. So this means that even if you have your vegetables or your plant being planted, before it gets to a point of maturity, a drone dictator can dictate which of them is infected, even from that very minimal stage. So it also have a way of helping you also introduce a machine called the harvesters and the rest, where you can uproot those things even before it becomes large. Okay, so basically there's a relationship between agric and technology through the use of machineries. Okay, so now the use of machinery that I said is very important. Now let's go to the very common one that we know, the use of tractors. I think
Hold up a minute. Hold up a minute. Hold up a minute. So this is such a beautiful one here for me. I mean, you're talking about drones, and in my head, I'm like, this is a lot of money.
yeah,
Yes.
obviously.
So it is. This is not for those who just have a garden.
It's not for
Like-
peasant-
No,
it's
no,
not for
no.
peasant farmers.
Not for yes.
Yes.
Not the one. The wife of the president was advising us
Advising us
to
to-
have
yes.
at back of our house. So this is for large scale farmers.
Farmers.
Exactly.
Oh, fantastic! So
And-
let's get into tractors.
And for
Wanna
the
say something?
drones, though, so I just want clarity because we have some drones that used to shoot videos.
No.
Is it the same drone?
The same drone.
And
No,
then
no,
you
no,
look
no,
at
no.
the camera
I have
afterwards.
the voice, and you're like, oh yeah, this one is infected.
That one looks yellow.
That one.
You did not zoom in
You know,
very well on that one.
yeah, exactly.
What was
That's
going
going
on?
on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Secrets about
it's
that.
not exactly that drone,
Okay.
but some of the components that are available in that drone,
Normal drone.
are
Oh.
also
Yes.
in this drone. It just means that you need some extra things to be attached.
Oh.
Just like your color dictator, you have a way
Okay.
you position it. Then it can be used to harvest too. There's a particular shape of tomato you want, just as your dad used to plant some crossbreed seed to get
Yes.
round tomatoes and the rest.
Yeah.
It means that that drone is set in such a way to dictate a particular shape, a particular color, a particular nutrients level.
Oh, okay.
So it means that at intervals, when that drone flies into or it's controlled into your piece of farm because obviously it's a large piece of farm. You can't want to walk through it. So it has something it's looking out for. So and then when it sees such, and that drone has it has a system room where someone sits and then it's dictating on the system. So it's not just the drone working and someone walks away. It's someone monitoring the drone even from a laptop. So you can see that it's pure technology. Yes, agriculture going to a different field. It's not just those who did not go to school that does agriculture anymore. And then going towards, as I was saying, the use of tractors.
Yeah.
Okay, tractor. I don't think there's anybody who have not heard about tractor. But the truth is, not everybody can operate a tractor. Not everybody can see exactly what a tractor do. Now, a tractor in itself does not work on the farm. Yeah, that might look somehow, but a tractor always needs to be coupled to an implement to work on the farm.
Right.
Okay, so it means that if I want to plow, plowing means trying to manipulate your soil, take the undersoil upward. You need a plow being connected to a tractor. Yeah. So then, if you want to move your things, you might need to attach your trailers to your tractor. So in the real sense, the tractor itself is not the working implement. It's just like a moving implement. Then we have the PTO, the 3-point leakages, the power takeoff point, where you connect other implements with your tractor. And all of these things are in no way different from technology. In fact, it's pure technology. So, and then I think there's a very common saying of seasons in agriculture. There are some seasons where you plant your corn. I think in this season we have corn being planted because it's raining season.
Yes.
But true, in agri-techpreneur, you can plant anything
Anytime.
in any season. How do I mean? In the place of irrigation, irrigation is introducing water to your farmland when there's lack of water. So it means that plants that need water can be introduced even in dry season. All you need to do is have an irrigation system in place.
Yes.
And there's also what we call the drainage system. Now, these are plants that do better in dry season. You have drainage system to remove excessive water. You can see that there is always a balance for it. So this means that you don't have to wait for
The
a
rainy
year,
season
to eat your favorite kind of fruits or food. So it means that you can control the weather.
So at all times, you would not say, "Oh, this is not the season for this." You can always make it available.
Exactly.
Wow, that's an interesting one.
Very interesting. But also talking about irrigation, right?
Yeah.
I used to hear that when rain falls on some plants, it is totally different from when you artificially dispense water to them.
To an extent, but it now depends on what kind of irrigation you're using. Okay, we have what we call the a broadcast means of irrigation. We have the spinners. We have some irrigations that come from above, like it spins like the rain. Yeah, and we have some that directly to the roof of your plants. So I think it now depends on what kind of irrigation you're using. However, we cannot totally remove the place of God, that things cannot literally be like how God made them. But then I think to an extent, technology has helped us work on agriculture beyond season. And I think I also like to talk about the soilless farming. Yeah.
I've heard of that before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, where
Tell me about it.
So where you don't literally have to use soil for planting. Yeah. I might not have an 100% knowledge on that, but they use something called the substrate. I think the most common substrate they use is the coconut fiber. The coconut fiber. So, and that's because it has a necessary nutrients that the plant needs to grow. So your vegetables, your tomatoes can do so beautiful, even you using coconut substrates to plant them. So you don't really have to use the soil like the loamy soil. When in school they tell us the best soil for planting is loamy soil. But then I think technology has taken us beyond just using loamy soil for planting. So we can use so many other things like the coconut substrate, which is a soilless farming, and some other beautiful things. So I think the food security problem in Nigeria can actually be solved if agricultures and tech people decide to work together, because each of their knowledge are very important. There's no need fighting the tech, because the solution for the agri to go wild is the tech.
Your father.
Yes, so I think that's it.
I like that we're having this conversation at this time, considering, for instance, how in the southwest of the country we relied a lot on agriculture way back in the day, and people easily cite the Cocoa House and other edifices that were built back in the day to be they adduce it to money we made off cocoa and palm oil and the like. So it will be interesting to see how government also and those who are into large scale farming actually incorporate some of this technology into bringing back the glory days of farming in the southwest.
Yeah, but also I believe that as beautiful as all of these things sounds, I feel it comes with a lot of challenges as well. And how can that be overcome? Because number one, there is cocoa down sink. The problem is
Money.
Let's call it this part. Money is like a major issue because it sounds beautiful. Sometimes too good to be true. Like I'm like, what? Okay, I have to grow my plants without needing the soil. That sounds fantastic. But also, how affordable can this be? Because imagine with that.
If it were that easy, everybody would be doing it.
Everybody's been doing it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I mean, I can always have yam every time because now they'll say, this is not the season for yam. Now with all that
yam
you've said,
is like 2,500 naira per tuber. That's the least
what
I
you
get.
said,
Yeah.
I'll just make sure yam is available all the time. And when people are saying there's no yam, I'll provide
I'll
yam.
provide yam.
And I'll make good money.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, what exactly is stopping people from adopting some of these ideas that you shared?
Yeah, I think one major issue, as she has said, is money. But apart from money, then that's why we always solicit to the government for loans and grants to farmers. And another thing is the ability for people to want to try new things. Because we have our extension farmers who goes to very rural areas. Something as simple as using a crepe. Like, okay, don't put your corns on the ground, use a crepe instead. Some farmers still have issues using them. So I think apart from before we go to very large problem like money, now it's the ability for people to accept change. Yeah, adopt change, adopt new innovatives. Okay, because there's this common saying of this is how my father did it. Just as I'm not the first person doing farming, so my father has always done it this way. You think I want to plant yam in a dry season, they will tell you any yam that's coming in a dry season might not be a good yam. So everybody wants to follow that way it has always been. But I think the world has shifted. That shifted between the way it used to be in the days of our father. So the ability for us to welcome change can also really help. And then in place of money, just as I said, food insecurity is really a large problem. But then I think if the government also supports these farmers, it could help. Then the few farmers who are also working has issues of the herdsmen and a whole lot of people. And then those who should be farming are in their house now because of security, life security. So I think all of this cannot literally be done outside government also helping. So there's a place of the government, there's a place of our own acceptance, and there's a place of readiness. So
All right.
I think so.
I mean, I've learned a whole lot during the short period already. And I mean, AI is becoming a thing right now.
Yeah.
And do you think it also plays an important role in agriculture?
Yeah, it does. AI actually has changed the whole world. Yeah, it plays a whole very lot of importance on agriculture, such that now before anybody decide to stand and go and plant, you can decide or design that process in your room, such that okay, before I go, I want to plant corn, and it's not just me. Is it raining? Do I have water, irrigation, and the rest? And you're going to plant. You can have a system set up, like you're planting, set up the process, set up weeks by weeks growth even on your laptop before you find and get the final result before you stand and then go to plant. So it means that you can plant before planting. You can plant on your system, you can plant like on an AI programming system before you finally do the real planting. So AI also has a lot to do.
Fantastic. we've said a whole lot already, and trust me, this is a learning process for me because I'm learning, I'm relearning, and I'm unlearning today. So we're gonna go back to the music, and remember the giveaway segment is gonna happen today as well. I don't know what exactly we're gonna be winning, but we're gonna find out after the music break. So get yourself ready.
Get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready.
You know, questions are gonna be flying, and we're not asking questions. We're not doing the asking today.
Nah.
Dr. Gideon and Christian are gonna be asking questions today. So get yourself ready and get ready to win. I don't know yet. Back to the music. We're gonna be right back.
Okay, right. Operation Feed the Nation, when was started? Operation Feed the Nation. Only some massage here. Aí ele vai lá com isso tudo que for.
Basically, because that's like one of the major programs to help with security. So if anybody can get it, then
1976.
William Kwan, Dr. Gideon, how are you?
Kí la máa ṣe náà?
Ẹ wá jẹ́ sáré ní ìjọ.
Wọ́n máa ṣe é sí báyìí.
Àfa iṣẹ́ mi kọ́.